Hello indie game fans, here are more indie games that I discovered during the Steam Next Festival that I want to share with you, beginning with Disco Samurai, a rhythm combat title in which you are attacking, dodging, parrying, and more to the beat. This is also cyberpunk for some reason, but has a cool vibe where I appreciate the increase in the number of rhythm games that do not have that Guitar Hero style note highway. Another sleek-looking pixel art action title is Thunder Ronin, being a 2D Souls-like boss rush title that just sees our hero taking on various bosses. You are battling various members of your family in order to get to your father, and apparently it's a classic tale of revenge in which your relatives are masters of the elements and can transform into an elemental form. Of course, if the title didn't already give it away, you too have that power, being attuned to thunder and lightning, and can use this in combat along with perfect blocks of attacks, giving you more focus, which I'm guessing is a resource that you need to activate your powers, so try the demo since this releases next week. I absolutely love the visuals of Grunn again, since it's an adorable city builder on a hex grid in which you lead a tribe of little plant people and help them reclaim their planet, which has been taken over by robots. It is so cute and awesome looking, and has the city builder systems and mechanics that people are used to, such as different types of resources to manage, although they are growing crops for consumption, and being plant people does bring up some worrying questions, but putting that out of mind looks like a decent one of these. One of the sleekest looking titles in this lot of games is NanoApostle, which, like Thunder Ronin mentioned earlier, is a boss rush title, but instead of being side-scrolling, this has the classic action-adventure top-down camera and appears to be largely confined to arenas, with comparisons possibly being made to Fury and Titan Souls. However, it is even more anime, in which our protagonist uses the power of nanomachines to defeat ferocious bosses and looks absolutely sick. Here's a neat looking turn-based tactics title named Beat the Humans, in which you lead an army of aliens who are fighting off humans, but the humans are the invaders here and are attempting to conquer your planet. As such, you need to assemble your squad of units and giant mechs in order to defeat the enemy. It is larger than just one planet though, since they talk about controlling the galactic system and protecting planets, plural, and also appears to have some form of mirror match in between your units and those of the enemy, so it might be advanced wars like in nature as well. This 6th game is just weird and not at all from who you expect this to be from, since Grunn is a sock pop collective game, so I'll leave you to the developer.
Hey everyone, I'm Tom from Sock Pop. I made a very normal gardening game called Grunn. You play as a gardener that gets hired to work on a garden deep in the Dutch countryside. It is a simple task. There's grass to be cut and hedges to be trimmed. But when you look closer, things will seem off. The game is inspired by a small town where my father lives. And the garden you work on is actually his garden. Please note that you only have 2 days to complete the job. And that you should not go out
after dark.
A free demo version is out now on Steam. Do you think you can finish the gardening work in time?
This next title looks sleek but might possibly run into several issues, the first of which being it's an awfully generic sounding name, But side note, if you know where that is from, leave the emoji in the comments below. But back to this game, it self-describes as a Metroidvania with a roguelite item system, and I'm not sure what that means, but maybe a dead cells-like for lack of a better term. You are exploring the mechanical citadel, gathering skulls as you slay your enemies and exchanging these for loot and upgrades, having a run-based structure as well with a cool visual style, and it's something I'm curious about. Speaking of a cool visual style, how neat does Pillory look? This is a surreal indie JRPG set in the forgotten afterlife, in a place that the angels don't even remember, and you are lost at the bottom of this. The most interesting part of this game is the self-described mood-based combat system, in which, I quote, combat revolves around party members proposing ideas each turn, so how's that for weird and unique? At its core, you are still trying to evaluate an enemy's weaknesses and use the correct damage type to deal with them, but it's a new kind of battle system to wrap your head around. Still, great or unique visuals are a fantastic way of grabbing attention, and evidently it has worked here on me, with this giving me a little bit of a Hylics vibe, so if you love your weird indie RPGs, this is one to try. You cannot go wrong with a classic pixel art side-scrolling run-and-gun platformer, with Kemono Heroes looking like a fun one of these, also having co-op support for up to 4 players and 4 unique playable characters to choose from. The pixel art looks simple but effective, with the absolute chaos of 4 players on screen firing projectiles and avoiding enemy attacks looking like fun, and looks like a throwback to the good old arcade days and should be one to get. I do like my giant mechs, and a game that made my jaw drop when I saw it is Grunn, a mech action roguelite title with a throwback art style that just looks awesome, in which you are battling enemies and scavenging for parts, as you move from one battle to the next, with the hopes of extracting at the end. At least, that's what I think the story portion of the game is, since it isn't super clear on the Steam store page, but again, art styles make games, and this sure looks awesome. Watch this video for more upcoming action roguelites.